Hey my beautiful Sagittarian peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ant from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome in here to your April 2024 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. I do want to note before we start, if you're interested in a personal read, you can check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's linked down below. There is currently the biggest sale I've done yet, 30% off on 15-minute personal readings. So if you want to get that sale, feel free to purchase a 15-minute personal reading and at checkout, use code KEEPITPOPPIN for 30% off. It does end at the end of April, so on the last day of April, so feel free to take advantage of that if you are interested, okay? But without further ado, let's hop on into it, guys, and see what we got going on. What insight and information is going to be coming on through here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout April 2024. What do we have here for the remainder of April for Saggy? Starting out with the overall energy, we begin here with the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords to me can definitely be a card of just having a lot going on and feeling incredibly overwhelmed. Typically, Nine of Swords is the card of feeling a little bit anxious or feeling really worried about something. Definitely pretty much just being in the energy of fear. So I do think there's a bit of a fear factor going on here so far coming throughout the month of April, but let's go ahead and see what your main focus is. So what's going to be the main focus here for Sagittarius? And we have here the Four of Pentacles. So the main focus, I think, is like, I don't want to hold on to this fear, but I think that you're also having like a really hard time letting it go. It's like, how do I not hold on to this fear when it's what's on my mind 24/7, it's what's consuming my life, it's what's getting to me? So there's definitely something that's got you quite bothered. How are you navigating through your focus here? How are you trying to find ways to let go, if you will? We have here the World card, we have here the Fool card, we have here the Six of Cups showing up here too. So I feel like you're trying to make peace with your past, you're trying to let go, you're trying to put everything behind you, but you're finding it frustrating because for some reason it just feels like your hands are tied, right? As we see here in the Nine of Swords, no matter what I do, it just doesn't change. I'm still so focused on this fear. What is the fear? Let's go ahead and see. I mean, it's going to differ from every Sagittarian watching, but if we can get a bit of a general idea on what this fear may be, we have here the Five of Pentacles, loss, and we have here the Two of Cups. So loss of someone or something you're incredibly close to, or someone or something you very much so care about. So throughout the remainder of April here, there's definitely a fear factor of losing someone you love or losing something in your life that you feel very connected to. And that could be a very scary feeling for sure. So I empathize with you in that retrospect because it's scary to lose somebody you love, maybe a romantic partner, maybe a friend. It's scary also to lose something that you love too, like a job or something you're passionate about in your life as well. So there's definitely a lot of fear of loss here. Now, how can we negate that fear best for Sagittarius, though? Let's go ahead and see what would be some of the best ways to negate that fear so that they're less worried. We have here the Page of Cups. Moving forward from that Page of Cups, we also have here a Three of Wands, and we have here a Six of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands is the card of not taking action, essentially. It's the card of waiting. However, though, Six of Wands is the card of success, and Page of Cups here is the card of investment. So I feel like the universe is trying to say to you, Sagittarius, right now, if you feel like you're losing something, be proactive about it, you know? Rather than waiting for the day that something ends, live it up and enjoy what's right in front of you. You know, maybe some of you are a little bit concerned right now thinking, okay, you know what? I feel like my partner is like growing distant from me and like I'm worried we're going to break up. It's like, if this is someone you love and want to be with, be proactive on the relationship and in the relationship and be proactive on trying to improve it as best as possible, you know? Talk to your partner, communicate, say, hey, I love you. I think we've been in a bit of a weird space, or at least I felt that on my end. So at the end of the day, I know I'm not looking to go anywhere. I hope you're not either. But if there's anything we can improve in this relationship, let's do it together, you know? Being proactive this month is going to be incredibly helpful on whatever you're feeling very fearful of losing is pretty much what I want to say here, to say the least. So I think right now, being in the energy of being productive and proactive is going to be so much better than kind of like waiting for the inevitable if you are fearing the worst is about to happen. You know, same thing with work. Like maybe some of you guys are concerned, like, I don't know, business hasn't been as great. I'm worried that my business is going to have to be shut down or something of that nature. It's like, ramp up and get some different ideas going to make this business feel alive again. You know, if business has been slow, what kind of new things can you introduce that maybe are going to have people, take a second look at it, right? You know, what is going to reel in people and reel in customers and reel in interest. So I think right now it's not so much about having to fear the worst happening, but if you feel like something isn't going in a good direction, maybe this is the time for improvements more than anything. You know, it's not the time to just wait for something to end, but it's the time here to not improvise, but maybe improvise, but it's more of the time for improvements, okay? Is what I think is going to be within your best interest. So Sagittarians, for those of you watching, if you're like, yo, Ant, I resonate with this is making a lot of sense to me, it's the time to be proactive, not the time to be stagnant, okay? And all in all, let's say you are proactive, and at the end of the day, what you fear comes to life and something still ends up ending. It's always best to look at it in the perspective of if it's meant to be, it would have been, and if it was never meant to be, it's not going to continue, and that's okay. So if something is meant to no longer be a part of your journey, getting into a space of acceptance and knowing that maybe something better is coming in the future, not even maybe, something's always coming better in the future, right? So if you can get to a point where you can make peace with something ending, if it does, that's going to be beneficial too. I think one of the best perspectives you can look at this is going to be, I'm going to try to be as proactive as I can to improve a situation for the better. If it works out, that's fantastic and amazing. And if it doesn't, it might take some time for me to move past that, but I'm going to do my best to accept that for what it is and trust that something better is coming. If you can tap into that perspective, you're looking at a very, very solid April. Okay, let's go ahead and continue with the reading though. So we're going to take a look here, guys, and see what the challenge throughout the remainder of this month is. So what is the challenge here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout the remainder here of April 2024? What do we got? We have here an 8 of Wands coming out to play. So 8 of Wands is change. I think the challenge here is I don't want things to change because I'm pretty used to where everything was and how everything is. I was comfortable. So you're feeling discomfort because things are changing, right? So if you're noticing that like your partner's grown distant from you, that's a change. That's uncomfortable, right? So it's putting you into a place of discomfort. It's like, I don't like this. You know, my partner's definitely different. Maybe you had a business and you had tons of customers in the past, but maybe less are coming by, and it's like, I don't like this change. So the challenge here is that something is not the same, and it's throwing you off and it's making you fear the worst. But just because change comes into play doesn't necessarily mean that we can't improve and make things better. So I feel like that's kind of the reminder a lot of you guys need moving throughout this month. Now, with that being said here, let's take a look and see some of the good stuff and the good things that are happening for you at this time throughout April 2024, all right? So what good things are going on here for Sagittarius throughout the remainder of April? What do we got here for Saggy, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? First card coming out, we got an 8 of Pentacles. Love that. Next card's going to be the 10 of Swords. We also have here a 5 of Cups paired here to the Magician. And lastly, we have here a 10 of Cups paired here to the 7 of Wands. So looking at the good things unfolding for you, 8 of Pentacles here, 10 of Swords here. Now, 10 of Swords could be the card of endings, but when there are endings, there are new beginnings. When there is death, there is rebirth. So I feel like what you're working towards right now is going to be the end of all of this discomfort you've been experiencing. I feel like essentially a rebirth process is happening for you coming into April. So let's just say, for example, a relationship of yours is in a weird direction. Maybe we're completely remodeling the relationship and you and your person are going to be closer than ever as you are building a new structure to your relationship. You know, going back to the business thing for a second, maybe you've decided to re-improve your business. You have a completely different business model. You have completely different products, and now people are like, oh my God, this is amazing. And your business has been doing better than ever. This is the time right now to improve your circumstances rather than to submit to the circumstances and say, hey, it is what it is. If something's going downhill, don't just let it go downhill. Do your best to make it the best you can. And if it still doesn't work, something better is coming. That is pretty much your massive focal point throughout today's reading. Now we have here a 5 of Cups and we have here a Magician. So looking at some other good things happening for you, I feel like a lot of you are beginning to understand what kind of, or not even what kind of, what has been the reasoning why disappointment has been manifesting within you. I think a lot of you are starting to see Magician card. I've been showing up in more lower vibrational places in my life. But now that I'm aware that I've been contributing my energy to these low vibrational situations and things, I can better now contribute my energy to better things like positive energy and positive situations. So I feel like a lot of you are beginning to look at where you've been investing your energy, and you're choosing to invest your energy into more of the positive stuff rather than the negative stuff or the stuff that brings forth disappointment. A lot of you are like, man, maybe I didn't see this earlier, but I surely see it now. I can't believe I was hanging out with those people who don't make me particularly happy. I can't believe I stood at that job so long that made me unhappy. I can't believe I stood in that relationship for so long that I wasn't happy with being a part of. At the end of the day, you're looking at the things you've invested in that have created unhappiness, and you're choosing to revamp that. So that's a very positive thing to see here coming into April. Lastly, we have here a 10 of Cups and we have here a 7 of Wands. I think one of the other great things you're going to notice about this month is like you're realizing how you might have created resistance in your life. Like if there's been any sort of resistance to being happy or any resistance to being fulfilled, it's like you're figuring out what those blockages are. And as soon as you figure out what those blockages are, you are clearing those blockages so you can simply allow yourself to be happy and to be fully present to the moment and to fully enjoy yourself and enjoy your experience. So I like this, guys. I feel like we're at a time right now where it's about removing blockages, letting go of low vibrational energies and situations, choosing to say, hey, whatever happens, happens. I know that I'm in good hands. I know that the universe is always going to bless me. It's a time right now where you are going to do your best to improve your circumstances. And if they don't get better, better is coming anyhow. So we're looking at the positive aspect of everything this month and really doing our best here to adapt an incredibly positive attitude. And that's going to take you a very long way, guys, okay? So I love to see that here for you. Now, moving along here forward, let's see if there's anything you may potentially want to avoid throughout the month here of April. So is there anything Sagittarius might want to watch out for or avoid during this time frame? Let's go ahead and see. First card coming out, it's going to be the King of Wands. Pairing with that King of Wands, we have here the Judgment card. Moving forward from that, we have here a 9 of Wands paired here to an Ace of Cups. And lastly for you is going to be the 6 of Swords being paired here to the 7 of Cups. So taking a look at some things you may potentially want to avoid. First things first, we have here a King of Wands and we have here a Judgment. Now, King of Wands can be the card of distractions and Judgment can be the card of like, giving chances or, making a bit of an investment, if you will. I think that for some of you, you've been looking at things that are truly distractions as kind of a bit of an escape. And I feel like escapism's kind of been a bit of a theme for some of you too. But I think that being in the energy of escapism, you've seen that as a good thing. I think that rather than facing the circumstances and creating improvement, kind of like running away from them has just felt better. And that's okay. I'm not trying to judge you guys, so I don't want you to feel like you're being judged because I've totally been there too, Sometimes I've seen my circumstances and have felt so demotivated to change them that I focused on escaping as much as I could through whatever kind of form I could, right? So the main thing you don't want to do this month is you don't want to escape. You want to make sure you are confrontational as much as possible, especially with Mercury in retrograde. So you want to be as confrontational as possible with the things in life that do need change, because if you continue to kind of avoid that, your situation and circumstances aren't getting any better. They're either remaining stagnant or getting worse. So definitely you want to focus on creating change, making improvements. We don't want to focus on any sense of escapism or trying to kind of like disconnect, I guess, from the current circumstances you're dealing with. Now, we also have here a 9 of Wands and we have here an Ace of Cups. 9 of Wands is often representative here of just feeling really hesitant. And Ace of Cups is a card here that could represent fulfillment. So the more hesitant you are in going after what you want, the less you are going to be fulfilled. So this is a time frame, guys, where you have to go after the things that set your soul on fire. This is a time frame where you have to invest in what you love. If you love a person, invest in them. If you love a job, invest in it. If you love a dream, invest in it, right? The more we hold back from doing what we love, it's not going to make us any happier. Lastly, we have here a 6 of Swords and we have here a 7 of Cups. What you want to watch out for is you want to watch out for investing in so many different things that you lose sight on what you actually want. I mentioned distractions earlier with the King of Wands, and I feel like in the month of April, there could be a lot of distractions that may come towards you. I think Sagittarius, you're really fearful of losing something, so maybe some of you guys are trying to find as many distractions as possible to kind of escape from that reality of if you were to lose what you're so fearful of losing. But at the end of the day, stay focused on what you want to see improve, and that's how you're going to make that situation work for you, okay? So pretty much the things to avoid is basically distractions. Definitely do avoid hesitancy. Definitely avoid inaction, okay? Right now is the time to do what we can to better our circumstances, okay? All right, babes, let's go ahead and move forward. We're going to hop on into the love portion of today's read. So let's have a look here at single Sagittarians first throughout the month of April. What do we got here for single Sagittarius during this time frame? What is coming up here for the single Saggies? First card coming out, we got a 3 of Pence. Moving forward from that, we have here a King of Pence. And lastly, we have here a Knight of Swords showing up here too. If you're a single Sagittarius, I feel like you may not be so single for much longer. 3 of Pentacles is you connecting with somebody well, meshing with somebody well. And of course, Knight of Swords means the communication here is great. So you and somebody have a great form of communication. Now, I kind of see two different storylines. For some Sagittarians, you might realize that maybe you're better off being friends with somebody this month, especially if the connection started off a bit romantic. Maybe you're realizing the way we vibe and connect is so much more in a friendship way that we should pursue this as a friendship. So for some Sagittarians, you may potentially be focusing on friendship rather than love in your pursuit going forward with a specific person. For other Sagittarians, this may be the realization of like, I'm so comfortable around this person, I'm ready to take it to the next level. So it could go either way. However, though, I think you have somebody quite lovely here showing up in your life where you connect with them well, you communicate well, and that's a really great thing to see. Now, for Sagittarians that are currently in active relationships and partnerships, what do we got showing up for you throughout the remainder of April? What's going on here for our coupled Saggies? What do we got? First card coming out is the Death card. Next card showing up is going to be the Nine of Cups. And lastly, we have here the Ten of Wands paired here to the Justice card. Ooh, I think major breakthroughs are showing up here for Sagittarians that are in relationships. The Death card is a card that represents significant change. Nine of Cups here is a card about fulfillment. So fulfilling changes on both sides here, both of you actively working to change things that are going to better the relationship and create improvements. So I feel like for Sagittarians that are in relationships now, you and your partner this month are going to be putting in a lot of work to really make the relationship a lot more comfortable for each other. I think that if there's been any sort of burdens or if there's been anything that's been bothersome to the both of you, you guys have decided, let's work on this together. Being in a relationship is all about the teamwork, and the teamwork does make the dream work, right? So when you and your person are both saying, hey, let's work together to make our relationship as best as it can be, both of you being on that level is going to create such a wonderful change of improvement within the relationship in general. So I feel like for coupled Saggies, you and your person are really starting to feel like a team. You know, and that's an awesome feeling to have. So you and your person are really starting to feel like a team, and there definitely seems to be a really good amount of changes happening for you both to where you're both incredibly satisfied with that Nine of Cups. I love it, man. Really, really cool stuff. Single Saggies, you're looking good. Couple Saggies, you're looking just as good as well. Okay, let's go ahead and hop on into career and see what's showing up here, okay? So what do we have for career for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout April 2024. Four of Swords came out immediately for career. We also have here the Five of Wands, and we have here the High Priestess. I think for some of you guys, you're a bit at wit's end with career, guys. It does seem to me like Five of Wands is often representative of stress. So your career could be a stressful environment, or it could be causing a stressful environment for you. You also have a Four of Swords, which is like wanting to take a break from a situation, wanting to pull back. And you have a High Priestess, which is about your intuition and what your gut is essentially telling you. I want to say, Sagittarius, if your gut is telling you to pull back from a job or a career space this month, maybe this is the time to trust your gut and instincts, and see where your career takes you next, you know? This might be a time for exploration. Maybe get a job for just get a job just to be in between what is coming next, if you will. Kind of like a filler job, if you will. Because if you've been really stressed in your current career, it might just not be the career for you, and that's okay. Maybe this is the time to get something right now that's just an income while you explore your options and you pretty much just get some experience to see what you would want to do next overall, okay? So I just want to say, don't be afraid or hesitant to walk away from a career right now, maybe get a temporary job, and really focus on exploring what will be passionate and fulfilling next in your life, okay? I feel like for career, I'm seeing like a transitionary period where you may not know what's coming next, but you know there needs to be something next, right? Because what you're doing currently just isn't it. This is not what you want to see for your foreseeable future. So give yourself the time to transition. Get an income for now, get a job that's temporary, it pays the bills, it helps out. And in that time of transition, take the time to experience new types of careers and look into new things, maybe some things you've never even done before. You might find something that resonates with you amazingly, okay? I'm hearing for you guys, it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do next, but like I have to do something. So let yourself be able to pursue that. Don't keep yourself settled somewhere you don't want to be. All right, absolutely. Moving along here forward for you, Saggy. Let's have a look here overall financially and see what we can see this month. So how are finances looking for Sagittarian peeps throughout the remainder of April 2024? How are the finances looking? First card coming out, it's going to be the Tower. Okay, moving forward from that, we have here the King of Cups. And lastly for you is going to be the Moon card in the upright position. I feel like financially for you guys, there is a little bit of some sort of awakening, I feel, with your finances. And I don't think that this is anything inherently bad, by the way. When you see the Tower card coming out for finances, I'm not trying to say that this is about losing money or anything of that nature. I think that this is about having to restructure your income and the way you're spending your money. It's about probably creating a bit of a better budget if things are tight. It's about creating a better kind of structure with what you want to do with your money for the foreseeable future. Because I feel like maybe you're tired of like always sitting at the same income or sitting at the same amount of savings. I feel like you're looking for improvement in finances as well. So King of Cups here says, on an emotional level, sure, like where my finances are at, like I can pay the bills, I can get through what I need to get through on a monthly basis, but it would be nice if it could be more comfortable than what it is. So with that being said here, the Moon card being paired to the Tower and the King of Cups, it's like I need to put aside the emotions I'm experiencing, know that I'm okay financially, but I know that I can do better and I have to strive for better. So I feel like right now, like when it comes to finances, like you are doing okay, you are getting by, but you're at a point where it's like, I know I can improve. I know I can do better. So I need to change the structure, maybe have a tighter budget, maybe pick up a second job, maybe invest in a side hustle or something that's going to bring in more of that cash, maybe look for something that's going to be basically allowing me to save a heck of a lot more than what I'm currently saving now. So I think you're ready here to up your financial game, if you will, and you're taking the time here on how you're figuring that out. You know, you're taking the time here to figure that out and what next steps would need to be taken accordingly. So like I said, Tower card is not saying anything is bad that's going to be happening financially to you. Nope, the Tower is not saying that. The Tower is just saying it's time to restructure, you know, what I've been doing financially. Like I'm tired of stagnated finances or just, you know, doing the same shit every month and having the same amount of cash in my bank account at the end of the month. I want to see things change. So you're really adapting some sort of new techniques, methods, or even new sources of income to really help hit better financial goals for yourself. And I think that's wonderful, right? So really cool to see there, okay? All right, guys, with that being said, though, we're going to hop on into your overall outcome, Sagittarius, and see how we're ending off this April, okay? So what is going to be the overall outcome here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout April 2024. And what do we have? Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, this whole entire month is an opportunity, guys. It's an opportunity to get out of your heads with that Nine of Swords, which was the overall energy of the read. You know, you came into this reading feeling very fearful of the worst happening, and I think that this month is going to teach you that you have the opportunity to improve situations and make them better. And even if a situation doesn't end up going exactly as planned, the universe is always here to gift to you, to provide for you with that Ace of Pentacles, a better way and a better life. You just have to trust that things will work out, and indeed they will. So really this month is about eliminating the fear factor and recognizing that if you believe that you are to be blessed, and if you believe the universe will bless you, you shall receive, right? So this is the time, guys, where you're going to work hard to improve circumstances, and if circumstances don't get any better, you're going to trust that better circumstances are coming, and you're going to do everything within your power to remove yourself from the fear and enjoy the beauty and the good things you have right in front of you, all in all and nonetheless, okay? And yeah, there's a lot of cool things happening, I think, here for many of you guys too. I'm happy to see your perception shifting. I'm happy to see you guys embracing change rather than resisting it, especially for those of you that were resisting it quite often previously. And I think you guys have a pretty damn cool future coming up. Just be willing to work for it, be willing to believe in it, be willing to embrace in it. And it looks like times are going to be different moving into the next couple of months, okay? All right, Sagittarius, I love it. Thank you guys for watching, man. I love and appreciate you. Of course, if you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, guys. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I would be more than happy to have you and welcome you here into the Soul family. But everybody, I love you guys. Have a great remainder of your April, and I will catch you all in the next video. Much love, take care, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.